It's now time to draw in or cut through the windows and doors. So I'm going to show you how to do the doors first. We need to turn the canvas on just so we can see our measurements, and our measurements are a little bit easier to see if we look up here. So we've got a door going through here, you can just see that in our measurements, and a door going through here, and they're pretty nicely lined up with the squares, which makes things a lot easier. So I'm going to draw two rectangles on this one panel here, or one rectangle here, and I'm going to make sure it locks to the floor with a cross. Make sure there's no squares or anything like that, or any triangles over here, just crosses. And I'm going to click up and draw it up roughly. There we go. So the door is going to be, in our case, the width is going to be 20 millimeters thick. In my case, we've also got the door being from this side here to here was going to be 10 millimeters. And that puts it sort of nicely in the center. The height of the door, let's just make them 2 meters. Most doors are 2.1 meters tall or a bit taller than that. But we're going to make our door 2 meters tall just to make the measurement a bit easier. Doesn't really matter because we're not really going to be walking through it. So there it is there. 2 meters is going to be a 50 millimeter high, because every 25 millimeters is 1 meter in our system, and that door has now gone black, so it's nicely fixed in place. So I'm going to hit stop sketch now to stop that, and I'm going to push that door through by using the modify and the push pull method, and just push it through like so. I've now got a door into that one, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So rectangle tool, I'm going to click on this panel here. Now you'll see that we're actually drawing on the panel behind, not the one we're looking at. But it's the same principle here of clicking in here, my door height, so that I don't actually have to have, if I want to change all of my door heights, I'm going to set them to be relative to each other. So I'm going to press the P key to be able to project, the P key to project, and I'm going to click on this line here to project that line. I'm now going to press on in the sketch palette, now that I've finished projecting, the vertical constraint tool, and I'm going to click on this dot here and one of the dots on the corner, and that will set the height perfectly, so I don't have to set that height anymore. I do still have to set the width, so I'm going to press the D key for dimension and scroll up, and that's going to be 20. And I'm going to use this wall point here and this one here, and I know from my plan that it was 10 millimeters in there. So I've got that door there, hit stop sketch, and I'm going to press Q to modify that through and push that through like so. I've now got my doors and the ability to walk from one room to the other. The next thing we're going to do is windows. I'm going to show you how to do the windows. I'm going to make the windows so that the top of them is the same height as the top of the door. That just makes it sort of look a bit nicer. But you need to make sure that your windows are a consistent height, unless they're sort of special feature windows. Our first window in the front is really big because that's the beach side of the lot. You can see it says it down there. And it's basically 10 millimeters in from this side, so just a big rectangle here. And I'm going to draw a rectangle in, making sure that I'm not using these. See how you've gone blue? We don't want that at all. So I'm going to basically click here and click over here, making sure that nothing is blue. Now I'm going to use the P to project tool, and I'm going to use the top of that door again as my measurement. So once again, I'm going to go vertical constraint from here to here, and that's going to set that one in nicely. I'm then going to press the D key here for dimension, and I'm going to basically say that this is going to be 10, and I believe that this one is also 10 from this side. And now I've got a decision to make. How big do I want my window to be? If I want to put a couch in front of the window or furniture in front of the window, a good height to be is about, let's just say 800 millimeters is a good height. A bench height is 900, so if you want to like have a kitchen bench behind there, you go 900 for your window height. That's also probably a good height. Or we could go 1,000. which is 50 millimeters above the floor level. The floor level is this line here. So going from the floor level to here will actually take us up for a whole meter, and a whole meter is going to be 25 millimeters up. I don't like the height of that, so I'm going to come down and I'm going to make it 20, which is 800 off, and that's a nicer size window. So I'm going to hit stop sketch now, and I'm going to push that window through by pressing the modify button, clicking on the window and just pushing it through. I'm going to work through all my other windows now, and we'll see how we're going. So you can now see that I've cut all my windows in. I've got a nice big window at the front for looking out over the beach. I've got, the back room's got 2 windows, and there's a side window here out onto the deck as well. So that should work quite well. And now I'm going to basically turn off that canvas. I don't think I'll need it again, but you never know, I might. If you really want, you can turn all your posts back on so you can have a look. But that is basically what we're doing. In the next video, we're going to put a roof on.